camt.052 Explain Intraday Account Reporting. Have you ever wondered how a company checks its bank balance and transaction activity during the business day without waiting for the final bank statement? This is where camt.052 is used. camt.052 is an ISO 20022 cash management message that provides account information, reported balances, and transaction activity. In this video, we'll understand what camt.052 is, who sends it, what information it can contain, and how it differs from MT942, camt.053, and camt.054. Let's begin. What is camt.052? camt.052 is an ISO 20022 cash management message. Its official name is the Bank-to-Customer Account Report. It allows an account servicing institution, usually a bank, to report account information to an account owner or another authorized party. Depending on the implementation, the report may include balances, booked entries, pending or informational entries, and detailed transaction information. It is commonly used for intraday account reporting. The simplest way to remember it is camt.052 equals account report. Understanding the name. Let's break down the message identifier camt.052.001.08. camt identifies the cash management business area. 052 is the message number for the bank-to-customer account report. 001 represents the message variant, and 08 represents the message version. Together, these components form the complete message identifier, camt.052.001.08. However, different schemes and services may require different versions. Therefore, an implementation must use the message version specified by the relevant scheme, market practice guideline, or bilateral bank agreement. Why is camt.052 used? Businesses cannot always wait until the end of the day to understand their cash position. They may need to know how much money has been received, which payments have been debited, what balance is currently reported, and whether any entries are still pending. When provided, camt.052 can also show available funds and transaction references used for reconciliation. This improves cash visibility, liquidity monitoring, and reconciliation. It also helps treasury teams make better funding decisions during the day. In simple terms, camt.052 helps a business understand its changing account position before the end-of-day statement becomes available. Who sends and receives it? The sender of camt.052 is the account servicer. This is usually the bank or financial institution that maintains the account. The receiver is normally the account owner, a corporate, institution, or customer that owns the account. The report may also be sent to another authorized party entitled to receive the account information. So, the simple flow is: account servicer sends camt.052 to the account owner or authorized party. Despite the term bank-to-customer, the receiver is not limited to an individual retail customer. It may be a corporate, financial institution, or other eligible account owner. When is camt.052 generated? camt.052 is generally used to report account activity during the business day. It may be generated at scheduled intervals, at agreed cutoff times, when reportable activity occurs, or in response to a reporting request. For example, a bank might provide a morning account report, a midday update, or an afternoon liquidity report. The times shown here, 9 a.m., 12 p.m., and 3 p.m., are only examples. They are not mandatory camt.052 reporting times. The actual frequency and delivery model depend on the service, applicable market practice rules, and the agreement between the parties. What can camt.052 contain? A camt.052 report may contain three broad categories of information. First is report information, such as the report identification, creation date and time, reporting period, electronic sequence number, and pagination details. Second is account information, such as the account identifier, currency, account owner, and account servicer. Third is financial information, which may include balances, transaction summaries, account entries, and detailed transaction information. This structured data supports account monitoring and reconciliation. However, not every optional element appears in every implementation. The actual content depends on the message version and applicable usage guidelines. Understanding balances. camt.052 can report different balance types, depending on the applicable guidelines and bilateral agreement. OPBD means opening booked. It represents the booked balance at the beginning of the reporting period. OPAV means opening available. It represents the funds available at the beginning of the period. ITBD means interim booked. It is the booked balance at the time the intraday report is generated. ITAV means interim available. It represents the available balance at that time. Remember that booked balance and available balance are not necessarily the same. Available funds may be affected by holds, value dates, credit limits, and other conditions. Also, under some market practices, camt.052 may be sent without balance codes. Understanding account entries. Each entry reported in camt.052 can contain information such as an entry reference, amount and currency, credit or debit indicator, entry status, booking date, and value date. It may also include a bank transaction code, reversal indicator, account servicer reference, charges, related amount details, and entry availability information. The credit debit indicator tells us how the entry affects the reported account. CRDT means credit entry, money credited to the account. DBIT means debit entry, money debited from the account. These structured fields help account owners identify, classify, and reconcile their transaction activity. Not every listed element is mandatory in every implementation. Entry status, book, PDNG, and INFO. Intraday account reports may contain entries with different statuses. Book means booked. The entry has been posted to the account. PDNG means pending. The entry is not yet booked and is expected to be booked. Info means information. The entry is supplied for information and may not represent a normal booked or pending posting. This distinction is important. A pending or informational entry should not automatically be treated as final booked activity. Treasury and reconciliation systems must read the status before using an entry in their calculations. The statuses available and permitted depend on the message version and applicable implementation guidelines. Simplified message structure. Now let's look at a simplified camt.052 structure. At the top is Bank-to-Customer Account Report. Under it, the group header contains message identification and creation information. The report section contains the account report itself. Within the report are elements such as account, balance, transaction summary, and entry. The entry element can contain entry details, which can then contain transaction details. Transaction details may provide references, parties, agents, and remittance information. An important structural point is that account, balance, transaction summary, and entry are sibling components inside the report. They are not nested inside one another. The exact production structure must follow the applicable ISO 20022 schema and usage guidelines. Real banking example. Let's understand camt.052 with a simple example. ABC Limited begins the day with a booked balance of 10 lakh rupees. During the morning, it receives 3 lakh rupees from a customer. This is reported as a CRDT entry. It also makes a supplier payment of 2 lakh rupees. This is reported as a DBIT entry. An expected collection of 1,50,000 rupees is reported as PDNG. At midday, the bank sends a camt.052 report. The booked position is 10 lakh plus 3 lakh minus 2 lakh, giving a booked balance of 11 lakh rupees. The pending 1,50,000 is reported separately and is not yet included in the booked balance. This helps ABC Limited monitor its liquidity without waiting for the end-of-day statement. camt.052 versus MT942. MT942 is the SWIFT Interim Transaction Report. camt.052 is the ISO 20022 Bank-to-Customer Account Report. MT942 uses the legacy field-based FIN format, while camt.052 uses structured XML. Both support intraday reporting, but camt.052 can carry richer, more structured information and detailed nested transaction data. This can improve automated processing and reconciliation. MT942 and camt.052 are functional counterparts, but they are not exact field-for-field equivalents. Also, MT942 should not simply be described as universally retired. Some corporate communities, including SCORE participants, may continue exchanging MT940 and MT942 after November 2025. The applicable migration requirement depends on the Swift user category, service, and message flow. CAMD.052 versus CAMD.053 versus CAMD.054. These three messages belong to the ISO 20022 cache management reporting family, but they have different purposes. CAMD.052 is the bank-to-customer account report. It is commonly used for account reporting during the day. CAMD.053 is the bank-to-customer statement. It is commonly used for an end-of-day statement or another defined statement period. CAMD.054 is the bank-to-customer debit/credit notification. It notifies the receiver about debit and credit entries. The easy way to remember them is CAMD.052 equals report. CAMD.053 equals statement. CAMD.054 equals notification. These messages may contain overlapping transaction information, but their business purposes are different. Key takeaways. Let's revise the 5 most important points. First, CAMD.052 is an account report. Its official name is the Bank-to-Customer Account Report. Second, it is commonly used intraday to support cash and liquidity visibility during the day. Third, it may contain balances and account entries, including booked, pending, and informational activity. Fourth, it uses structured ISO 20022 data, supporting detailed references and automated reconciliation. Fifth, it is associated with MT942, but the two formats are not exact field-for-field equivalents. Finally, remember this line. CAMD.052 helps you know your account position during the day. Understand payments. Understand banking. Follow AK Next Gen Vibes for more banking, Swift, and ISO 20022 videos.